Today, as we all know, marks 3 years since the start of Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine. We remember very vividly the morning of February 24th, 2022. Just days earlier, world leaders had gathered at the Munich Security Conference, and from the conversations that were taking place there, I remember that those of us that know war, we knew that the risks were very, very high. Yet many still clung to the disbelief that war would once again return to European soil. And yet, war did return. For 3 years now, we have witnessed immense suffering, 3 years of loss, 3 years of pain, but also 3 years of unmatched resilience and extraordinary bravery by the people of Ukraine, who have stood firm in defense of their homeland, of their dignity and their freedom. The cost of this war is immeasurable and devastating. It is counted in lives stolen too soon, in families torn apart, in homes reduced to dust. It is felt in the pain of parents burying their children, in the silence of towns that once thrived with life, and in the strength of those who, against all odds, refuse to surrender their future to tyranny. Nothing compares to a brutal attempt to break a people's spirit. Because buildings can be rebuilt, roads can be repaved, and city squares brought back to life. But the greatest challenge lies in restoring what cannot be measured in bricks and mortar: the resilience of the human heart, the return of hope over despair, and the triumph of light over darkness. Kosovo understands this pain all too well. We have lived it. We know what it means to wake up to the sound of a regime seeking to wipe us out of the face of the earth, and to search desperately for missing loved ones, to rebuild from the ashes of war. That's okay. I'm a mother of kids too, and although they will be 11 soon, I've had these kind of things way too often to completely show my understanding. It's okay. But seeing little kids in this room makes us even more determined in our path to support Ukraine. As I said, Kosovo knows what it means to wake up to the sound of a regime seeking to wipe us out of the face of the earth. And that is why, from the very beginning, from day one, we have stood with the people of Ukraine through action and not just promises. We have opened our doors to those seeking refuge, extended our hands to those in need, and raised our voices to ensure Ukraine's struggle is never forgotten. We have done this together with the Ukrainian journalists, whom I want to once again thank for their bravery, but for also fighting so hard together with each and every one of us to defend the truth. And to once again extend my deepest condolences for the loss of your dear friend, our dear friend, Olya. In the past 3 years, we have seen our women and girls show unparalleled solidarity with the women and girls of Ukraine. In particular, the survivors of sexual violence during the last war in Kosovo have reached out in support of survivors in Ukraine, offering not just empathy, but the power of shared resilience. We have seen our soldiers equip Ukrainian forces with military training and life-saving demining skills, skills that are instrumental not just in navigating the battlefield today, but in reclaiming a safer future once the war ends. We have given Ukraine everything we were able to give, be it weapons or unwavering support, knowing that Ukraine's victory is our victory and Ukraine's loss is our loss. We have seen support that transcends borders, where words alone cannot capture the depth of what is at stake, but where action speaks louder, stronger, and with undeniable conviction. Yet standing with Ukraine is not just about remembering our past. It is about shaping our joint future. A future where no mother is forced to flee her home with her children in the dead of night. A future where peace is not a distant hope, but a lived reality. A future where justice is served and those responsible for this suffering are held accountable. We cannot grow numb to Ukraine's pain. This war cannot become just another headline. We cannot and must not normalize suffering of the innocent civilians. We must remain steadfast in our commitment to peace, to justice, and to ensuring that Ukraine does not just survive this war, but emerges stronger, free, and sovereign, and more determined than ever. The people of Ukraine deserve to live in peace and in their long-fought freedom. Europe deserves security and stability. And above all, our shared humanity demands that we remember the essentials: peace, liberty, and the right to live and be free. The days ahead will shape not only the future of Ukraine, but perhaps the future of all of us who believe in a world where peace prevails over war, where freedom triumphs over fear, where life triumphs over death, and where a freedom-loving people triumphs over genocidal and hegemonic minds. The choices we make today will shape the history that future generations will read about. Let us ensure that when they look back, they do so with pride, knowing that in the face of injustice, we stood in the right side of history. May the actions we take today bring hope, not just for this generation, but for those yet to come. May the children of Ukraine be given the chance to grow, dream, and thrive, just as the children of Kosovo are thriving today with the support and help of our allies. May Ukraine, like Kosovo, become a country where its people do not just survive, but flourish, where resilience is not just a necessity, but our foundation for a brighter future. To every Ukrainian mother and father, to every child longing for peace, to every grandparent who prays for a safer tomorrow, you are not alone. Slava Ukraini!
The soldiers and the civilians of Ukraine deserve our support, and I would like to invite you all to stand up and applaud as a symbolic gesture of solidarity and respect. This war is also a matter of the highest importance for the European security. The future of the security of our continent, and most certainly the future of the international order, is at stake. Because Russia might not stop there if Ukraine was to surrender, which they will not do. Therefore, it is important to do two things. First, to continue supporting Ukraine militarily and financially with training and with equipment. That is what France, like the US, like the EU, like so many countries, like Kosovo, has been doing and which we must continue to do. The second message is that Russia is weakened, but it remains a destabilizing factor. Russia is weakened. Russia has been experiencing strategic setbacks at the beginning and during this war. The Russian troops who thought they would easily seize Kyiv and the rest of Ukraine have been routed. We, Europeans, must do more. For years, the Americans have asked the Europeans to take a bigger share of the burden. While this is not new, this message has become even more straightforward with President Trump. We, France, recognize that they have a point. In the last 7 years, our defense budget has almost doubled. We must increase our efforts even further to be able to defend ourselves. The Europeans must build a stronger pillar in NATO. A strong European defense is the logical conclusion of the recognition of the fact that America is free to define its own priorities. It is also key to deter Russia from undermining our security in the long run. So as a conclusion, I would like to invite the authorities of the Republic of Kosovo to lead by example and prioritize coordination and dialogue for the sake of their own country and for the sake of the whole continent. Ladies and gentlemen, a lot is at stake. Fresh thinking is needed. But let me once again pay tribute to the courage of the Ukrainian civilians and the Ukrainian soldiers. Slava Ukraini.
Алло.
Элечка, привет.
Привет. Ты что прилетел?
А сегодня ничего, десантники. 900 человек было, толку 300 осталось. Вот приехали.
А их обратно никого не отправляют?
А как отправлять? Тут только на автобусах с красными крестами было. Мы не в Крыму, не встречаем. Не знаю, дело в конце концов близко.
К концу?
Либо с завтрашнего дня все это равнять начнем все. Подряд эти города ебучие, нахуй, хохол давить, ебать, равнять, либо все это домой, нахуй, в ближайшее время.